A critical part of a private equity associate's job is modeling the underwritten returns of a private equity investment. These investments almost always take the form of a levered buyout, or LBO for short. We're going to use the analogy of a home purchase to help clarify what an LBO really is. So the sponsor, or the private equity firm, acquires a company using a large amount of debt. The company is paying this debt down over time with the cash flows that the company generates. The sponsor then looks to exit the business in the next 3 to 5 years. So let's compare this to what it looks like to actually buy a home. The chart below creates an analogy between a private equity LBO investment and the purchase of a home, where our home equity purchase is levered by a mortgage. So let's look at this chart here. At time equals 0, we're buying a home that's valued at $200,000. Let's assume that we take out a $100,000 mortgage and we fund the remaining $100,000 in cash equity. We'll call this our down payment. Then let's say a year goes by and we receive $50,000 of rental income, and 1 year later, our home is valued at $250,000. So over the course of that year, we've received some rental income and the value of the home has appreciated. So the return on our equity is actually 100%. And the reason that that's the case is because we're levered by this mortgage. So our levered equity returns are going to be higher than just our absolute home value returns, assuming that we bought the home without the mortgage. So in this analogy, the house is sort of like the target company that a private equity firm is buying. The mortgage in this case is similar to our LBO debt, or acquisition leverage. Our down payment here is akin to the sponsor's equity investment, and the rental income is akin to the company's cash flows over the hold period of the company. So the reason that we get a 100% return here is let's look at and track our equity investment from t equals 0 to t equals 1. So at t equals 0, when we buy the home, we invest $100,000 of equity. All right, and then 1 year later, the home is valued at $250,000, so it's appreciated, but our equity value is now $200,000. And the reason that that's the case is because we take that $50,000 of rental income and we use it to pay down the mortgage over the year. So our mortgage starts at $100,000 and it ends at $50,000 because we're taking the $50,000 of rental income and we're putting that towards the mortgage to pay it down. So our $100,000 of equity at close turns into $200,000 of equity value 1 year later. Hence the 100% return, just 200,000 divided by 100,000.